Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless murder mystery twist. Will Damien die? Kane warned Chance that someone may try to kill him, and now Young and Restless has put out a preview in which it appears someone will murder Damien. What the HE double hockey sticks is going on? Well, it looks like we're about to be plunged into a murdery mystery with at least one twist, but probably more. The preview teases Damien feeling distinctly unwell as he consumes a drink, as though he's being poisoned, and we don't see Damien later when Chance gathers the guests together to question them, so this leads one to conclude that he is the victim. The only problem is that it doesn't make sense for Damien to be the one who dies. Why? If Kane wanted Damien dead, he's not likely to kill him on his own estate, knowing he's literally the only one amongst the group with a motive. Kane just fired Damien for trying to spy on him, and was enraged by him kissing Lily after he'd made it clear he wants her back. He would top the suspect list. It's possible that Kane's diabolical plan to win back Lily will play out. In that scenario, Damien wouldn't be murdered, but instead will be framed for murder. What if the preview depicts Damien being drugged so that when he's interrogated he'll have no memory of the night in question and no alibi? That, along with Damien's life-altering mistake in leaving his fingerprints on the knife in the train car, is the perfect setup for the unsuspecting man to be implicated in a crime he didn't commit. What has us stumped is who would he be accused of murdering? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Odds ends the Danny and Cricket flashbacks before the proposal were so fun to see. The new Sharon and Nick Phyllis dynamic is interesting, but more intriguing is trying to figure out what Phyllis's next move will be. My heart breaks for Mariah, especially since the writing is definitely on the wall for a Tessa/Daniel pairing. Billy remains a self-sabotaging hot mess. It's exhausting. Jack was entirely justified in going off on him. Victoria and Claire were heartbreaking in the wake of Cole's death, and the scene has been set for Claire's crazy to make a comeback. Hoping for a good Adam/Victoria scene next week. Let's be honest, the Young and the Restless doesn't exactly need help turning up the heat in Genoa City. But when it does reach for the accelerant, it pours it on like a Newman at a business negotiation. With the murder mystery arc revving up, and now, shocking whispers of Damien's life hanging in the balance, the show has dropped a bombshell that has viewers clinging to the edge of their Chesterfields. Could the dark horse newcomer, who's been playing fast and loose with everyone from Victor to Audra, be the victim instead of the villain? Or is Damien just getting started? In this 3,000-word dive, we'll unpack how the newest murder mystery may be pointing its blood-stained finger straight at Damien, why his past could be what finally kills him, and how this twist could detonate the entire canvas. Because in Genoa City, no secret stays buried forever, especially when someone's trying to make sure the one holding it doesn't live long enough to tell it. The setup: death comes knocking at Chancellor Manor. Let's rewind for a moment. We knew something was coming. Ever since the writers sent Kane Ashby back into the orbit of power, money, and well-tailored danger, Chancellor Winters has become ground zero for a thriller. But what we didn't expect was how fast it would evolve into a life-or-death situation, with Damien, the suave and slippery operative whose past remains murkier than the Abbott pool, at the heart of it. All the signs were there: a shady background that never quite gets explained, his sudden insertion into multiple storylines, and the nervous glances from even the most stone-faced characters. Looking at you, Victor. Damien hasn't just been orbiting the mystery, he's practically the black hole it's built around. But could he be the one destined to die? Red flags and blackmail, Damien's web of enemies. If murder mysteries run on motive, means, and opportunity, then Damien's hit the trifecta, and not in a good way. First, let's talk enemies. Victor Newman was never going to trust Damien. Their first encounter was all subtle power plays, veiled threats, and a stare-down that could have made Genoa City's thermostat drop a few degrees. Victor doesn't suffer fools or fakes, and Damien's charm may wear thin now that he's sniffing around Nikki's inner circle and Newman's inner secrets. Audra Charles, meanwhile, has been circling Damien like a hawk, trying to determine if she can weaponize him or if he's a ticking time bomb she'll need to silence. Their flirtation has had undertones of manipulation on both sides. If Damien knows something that could expose Audra's long-term plans, or her link to Tucker's unfinished schemes, it's entirely possible she's decided she'd rather eliminate the threat than negotiate with it. And don't sleep on Cole Howard, who has just enough information to sense that Damien might be the key to unlocking the mystery behind Claire's past and the whole Newman-Abbott spiral. If Damien's hiding something explosive, Cole might press too hard, and someone else might make sure he doesn't get the chance. The smoking gun, a weapon missing, a witness lying. Now here's where things get really interesting. According to upcoming spoilers, a weapon goes missing from Chancellor Manor. That would be ominous enough, except this particular weapon was last seen in the possession of Devon. And guess who Devon last argued with? Right. Damien.it was a quiet but tense confrontation, ostensibly over business, but underneath was a current of unease. Damien's growing influence, especially with Jill's tentative endorsement, has rubbed Devon the wrong way. Could Damien be scheming to push Devon out? Or worse, planning to use his leverage with other board members to reshape the company in a direction that would benefit him, and maybe an unnamed outside force? That missing weapon could be a classic soap red herring, or it could be the exact way Damien ends up dead, but what if Damien's faking his death? This is Genoa City. Fake deaths are practically a sport. If Damien's about to die, there's every possibility this is part of a longer con. Maybe he wants someone, Victor, Devon, Audra, or even Lily, to think he's out of the picture. Maybe the goal is to flush out a real killer, or a puppet master in the shadows. After all, Damien's skills haven't been clearly defined, but his instincts have been top-notch. He's the type of guy who could absolutely stage his own murder, just to see who tries to bury the body. Wouldn't that be a delicious twist? The fallout. Who would take the blame, regardless of whether Damien lives or dies? The reaction is going to rip Genoa City wide open. If he turns up dead, the first suspect will be Devon, thanks to that missing weapon. And you better believe Amanda would come running back, furious that her ex is under suspicion, and perhaps more furious at Lily for letting things get out of control. If Audra's involved, things get darker. She's already on thin ice, and Kyle's barely holding on to his trust in her. If she's discovered trying to cover up a connection to Damien's death, that would nuke her whole position, and potentially pave the way for Summer or Claire to make a bold corporate move. And if Victor Newman's fingerprints are anywhere near this mess? Nikki's growing fears that Victor is once again playing a dangerous game with someone who might shoot back, may prove more than justified. Especially if Nikki herself is hiding something. Lily's connection, love or leverage. Ah yes, Lily Winters. The one person who's trusted Damien more than anyone else. Maybe too much. There have been subtle signs that Lily and Damien's relationship is based on more than strategy. There's chemistry there, intellectual, emotional, and potentially physical. She believes in him. And that makes her either a genius who sees what others can't, or a fool about to fall hard. If Damien ends up dead, Lily's devastation will be real. But what if she's not just the grieving party? What if she's tied to whatever secret Damien was protecting? Or worse, what if she's the one who gave him the information that got him killed? One name keeps coming up, Dumas. There's one name tied to Damien's arc that we can't ignore, Aristotle Dumas. The mysterious figure with reach, power, and a growing roster of enemies in Genoa City. Some fans believe Damien could be working for Dumas. Others think he might be Dumas himself, operating under an alias to manipulate from within. If either theory is true, Damien's murder might not be a personal vendetta, it could be the opening salvo in a much bigger war. Could someone be trying to strike at Dumas through Damien? Could Dumas himself be trying to eliminate Damien if he's outlived his usefulness? Or is this Damien's ultimate test of loyalty? How this could redefine the show. This isn't just a one-off mystery, it's a potential pivot point. A major character's death or disappearance always reshuffles the power dynamics, but with Damien at the center, the ripple effect will be massive. Because Damien isn't just connected to one storyline, he's linked to almost all of them. If he dies, we lose the only person keeping Jill's corporate vision moving forward. A possible bridge between Victor's new war and Nikki's desperate plea for peace. A would-be savior, or destroyer, of Lily's ambitions. A character whose backstory could tie into Tucker, Dumas, or even long-dormant family secrets. If he survives, barely, we could be looking at a vengeful Damien who returns with answers, receipts, and revenge in his back pocket. The big question, will Damien die? Here's what we know.